Um,
Well, the reasons to hide from the law. Oh, God. Buddy of mine who shall forever remain nameless um, decided to modify his AK 47.
oh God, I love this story.
What he did was he shaved one of the fucking springs down just a little bit and put it back in the weapon. This was the catching mechanism, part of the catching mechanism. So whenever it would fire in bursts. Well, apparently he got like 1 millimeter shaved off too much. Because when we went out to fire our, firearms and stuff, we were having a typical day shooting. He's like, watch this with a drum 50 round clip. Ba-ba-ba-bum, ba-ba-ba-bum. Would not stop after that, third burst. Just kept going. Me and fucking Jeff fucking hid behind a fucking tree stump waiting for it to blow up in his hands. We're like, oh God, I hope he doesn't fucking die. And he's aiming it all away from us. And most of it was at this one tree that was like, as thick as a really fat guy's arm. And the fucking tree fell over. The tree fucking fell over, from it going full auto for that long. And finally, when the clip was entirely spent, we grabbed our weapons, put them away, removed all the fucking clips, all the fucking rounds we had chambered and everything, fucking put it in the bags, separate bags and all that, and fucking just walked away because we knew families were walking around the place where we were shooting, and that wouldn't have been good. Hopped in the car and drove off. And the very next day, my friend who shall remain nameless went to his metal shop class and filed down all the metal pieces of that fucking weapon, that fucking AK-47, into dust. There was nothing left of it. No evidence. We're not getting this tied back to us.
I hope you don't mind if I tell some stories as well.
I'll go for it.
But first, tell the one about the gasoline.
Oh, God. This is like, this is long before I did drugs. I was still playing with G.I. Joes, and so was fucking Jeff. I was in Jeff's backyard. And this is the point of time where we were supposed to be hiding the fact I was still hanging out with them because I was still being accused of the money he stole. Oh, God. And we're playing with the G.I. Joes, and we decided to use napalm, which was gasoline. And like, we start like threw some gas on it, lit the G.I. Joes on fire. They're melting. Then Jeff decides to fucking pour more gasoline on them. And he sees this huge fireball just go up the length of the fucking pouring. And he's like, wow, that's cool. And he does it again and again. And I think it was like the third or fourth time, the fucking flames finally got up and caught the plastic nozzle of the gas can on fire. And now it's on fire, and he's like trying to use the gas to put out the fire on the nozzle. And there's little patches of flame going around his yard, and I'm there trying to stomp them out. And he's flipping out before he finally figures, dig the damn nozzle in dirt to put it out. So like patches of his yard were fucking singed and burnt and shit. And like we hurried up, cleaned up the G.I. Joes and shit. And I went home because I wasn't supposed to be there to begin with. And his parents, and like we kicked enough of the ashes and shit from all the burnt grass and everything, so they wouldn't know that it was scorched earth, but there were still huge chunks of grass missing for about 2 years before it grew back in, and they never knew what the fuck exactly happened.
Nice. And that was even before you got into metal.
Before I got into metal, before I got into drugs, before I got into anything fun.
You were still into napalm.
Antisocial behavior.
Isn't it great?
Mm-hmm.
That is the difference between antisocial and non-social. Non-social means you're just, which I've been both. I've been both antisocial and non-social. I both sat in the corner, and one of my favorites was my friend, who shall remain nameless because if I name him, people will laugh him out of town. we'll just call him Guy because so Guy had when he was a kid, he made go-karts. Everyone knows what a go-kart is. This one of those non-motorized ones, out of his sister's baby carriage. Once his sister got just old enough to not need the baby carriage anymore, so he made a go-kart out of this baby carriage, and his parents were like, "You're going to kill yourself," and this guy's 14 or so he should know better by now. But guy's a moron, a fun moron, not like Bob, who was someone I hated hanging out with, but he's always seemed to be there. I don't know how, but just the guy who always just seems to be there, and we used to just laugh at his pain. No, this guy was a fun moron. He always loved hanging out with him, even though he's a complete and utter moron and did the stupidest thing. So he ran this thing. He didn't grow up near here. He grew up. Ow, that's sorry. Screen reader scared me. Scary screen reader. So he has this go kart, right? And he grew up in the north by a river, and he and his friends were playing, and the guy's like, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get in this thing, and I'm gonna go down the hill. Well, what he didn't know was his friend Tommy. That was his name. Who's actually I can name this guy because I never met him, so I don't care if he gets embarrassed. So Tommy pushes Guy. Now, I wasn't there, so I'm just using his, story, which wasn't supposed to happen because this thing was he could push it himself down the hill with his body weight because this thing, weighed nothing and could go fast. So he's doing it and Tommy's pushing it. So the thing rockets down, the thing jumps a wall at the top of near the hill, and it goes end over end, smashes into the river.
Damn.
And he's stuck down there for about 5 minutes, just like. And finally, to add insult to injury, his friends were like, "Bye," and he finally swam to the surface, and go-kart's destroyed, and he goes home. And why are you all wet? No reason. Yeah, that's something I wish I would have done. And then there was the one where he made, those spools of cable. The ginormous spools of cable. Well, they unspool all the cable, and they opened it up, and he got in it, and they pushed him down a hill. Well, what they didn't know was the wind caught it just right, and he went bouncing through the streets. Not about me, but about a friend who, like I said, he's the funnest moron to hang out with.
This just reminds me of a couple stories dealing with Jeff. One day we're walking through the woods and we find this mini bike laying there. And this is before we got into drugs or anything. And we're like, oh, cool. It's a gift from the gods. Not thinking this is private property we're trespassing through. This probably belongs to someone right there, So we just fucking take it up and hide it underneath this fucking tree because we knew his parents wouldn't let him fucking have it. And we had the branches over it and everything. And we'd sit there and try to get it going, and it was out of gas, which is probably why it was lying there. And we were too stupid to put gas for the lawnmower into it. And eventually, the people finally called around, found out where it was, and collected it. And Jeff got one hell of a lecture for that. At least he took the blame that time for something he did. He didn't implicate me that time. That was good.
Okay, and the other story?
We were out in the fucking middle of the woods again, and we're fucking lighting M80s in bottles just to watch the shrapnel fuck up, the plant life around. Well, and as we're throwing them in bottles, we're putting them in this little crab creek that fucking runs through this little section of woods we were in, and watching it go and shit. And he gets one dead. He says, I don't know, this one fuse is a little short. Fuck it. Lights it, throws it. Now I'm holding this leather jacket at the time, so I fucking hold up the leather jacket over me thinking, oh, fuck, this is going to go off quick. And it did. Before it even hit the fucking water, it went off. And they got like shards of glass cutting up his legs. And then he looks at me hiding behind his jacket and sees the fucking glass hitting the jacket. So I'm not getting hurt at all because I was smart enough to take cover. And he's like, you fucking asshole. How dare you fucking protect yourself? Whips out his fucking butterfly knife and starts chasing me for like 16 city blocks. All because I was smart enough to protect myself while he was the idiot standing there and had to get stitches and shit.
Was he also the one with the was he also the one who crossbowed your ass?
Oh yeah. That's a story and a half there. See, he was flirting with some girls because he always got the chicks. I never did because I was too fucking psycho. At the time, I didn't know how to turn the charm on. So I took his fucking scraps.
Yes, me too. Well, actually, I've learned now. Now I can actually be a charming motherfucker.
Yeah, same here. But anyways, and like he called up this one girl he was flirting with, all this shit, and like he, goes upstairs, fucking take a shit, leaving the phone downstairs because, at the time, it was all landline, and even though this was like a cordless phone, it was still landline, and he didn't want his parents knowing his conversations and shit. So I pick up the phone and start talking fucking smack about him, all these fucking embarrassing stories about him to the girl that he's flirting with, and he comes downstairs, without me knowing. And at the time, I was recording, us hanging out and shit on an audio tape, and I didn't know this is what was going to happen, but at this point in time, I'm starting to laugh with her, and he's like, Jim, and I'm like, oh, your girlfriend says that she won't fucking talk to you anymore if you fucking kill me. Oh, I'm not gonna kill you, Jim. I'm gonna maim you. And this is when he breaks out the fucking crossbow bolt. And I'm like, she won't talk to you if you fucking maim pink. That fucking hurts. That fucking hurts. The crossbow is stuck in my ass. And I'm still laughing because I just fucking talked all this smack on him. But this fucking crossbow is fucking, it was like one of those dead ends. So it was sharp enough to pierce, but not sharp enough to actually penetrate too far. So I was able to fucking pull it out and shit. And it was like, oh, fuck.
If only the audio tape still survived, I'd love to hear that.
It probably is. It's in with this shit. If his parents kept it, that is. Fucking dead friend and all. But still, it was a fucking classic. And we would play this back. Years later, we would still play it back at parties, and I would fucking laugh right along with it because it's like, as everyone's fucking laughing at me, I'm just laughing right along because that was a fucking idiotic thing. I got shot in the ass with a crossbow. Once again, antisocial behavior.
I think I would laugh hard, even if that was me. And I've been terrorized by skinheads. I mean, I've had a knife held to my throat, and I still love the one where...
Oh, hell. There's another story where, like, he was at his cousin's house. He was flirting with his one cousin's friend, and I was fucking batting zilch 0 with his fucking cousin, and I was getting pissed off because he's getting the chick once again, and this girl wants to talk to me less and less, that his cousin wants to talk to me less and less. So I fucking grabbed Jeff by the throat and lift him up off the fucking ground, just fucking there choking him, and he whips out his butterfly knife and gashes up my fucking wrist until I finally drop him, and I just start walking down the highway. About half an hour later, his cousin and her friend driving with Jeff in the back seat picks me up and takes me home. This is how antisocial people hang.
That must have been awesome.
I could choke you. I could choke my friend, and my friend can slash my wrist, and all is forgiven in a half hour. Because you realize you were both being idiots.
That must have been an awkward ride on the way home, though. So I know you saw me kill that guy or try to kill your cousin, but
No, I was trying to, yeah, I was trying to kill your cousin, who's my best friend in the fucking world, and he fucking slashed me open. Of course, at this time, he had scored 0 with the fucking girl he was talking to because she was freaked out because, there's blood all over the fucking floor. I mean, it was superficial wounds. He didn't cut deep, but still, it was enough to fucking give me some pain and make me drop him.
yes, in my experience, usually random acts of violence are a turnoff. Although not to some girls I know. I still
Yeah.
remember the night where I drank way too much, blacked out, woke up on what this place. I didn't know where I was because I'm blind. Woke up, felt some stinging sensation, pulled broken glass out of my head,
Damn.
turned over. I realized I was on grass, and I was thinking, okay, I could be anywhere right now and have no idea where I am. And I was like, who turned the sun back on? Girl I knew drives up and says, "Oh, hi! I went to go get some bandages for you. You've been you were attacked by fucking skinhead morons, and they left you out at my house. And I basically I just got home and saw you there, and I was gonna go get some bandages and shit for you. And then we came in, and once my head was bandaged, we had a good time. We just talked and things like that. But it was just funny, like who turned on the sun?
Oh, fuck. I had a story and then I forgot it. Damn you.